So what would a win look like for both the U.S. and North Korea out of this Trump-Kim summit? Our foreign policy panel is here now to discuss. Joining us now is General Anthony Tata, Heritage Asia expert Olivia Enos, and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Energy for International Affairs Bart Marcois. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Anthony, I will start with you. You know, the obvious answer here for the United States is complete denuclearization. Do you see that as realistic out of this summit?
Well, good morning, Joey and Rob. Great to be with you. What I see is that the president has framed this brilliantly by being in Vietnam, a country that was divided by North and South. You look at Korean Peninsula divided by North and South, and there are two real tangible assets here. You know, Kim has the nukes and the ballistic missiles, and the United States has the ability to drive economic investment. And so I think what a real solution looks like here is a milestone-driven, step-by-step investment of economic infrastructure in North Korea, where they then verifiably allow us in to see them dismantle their nuclear and missile capabilities. And so I see it as you know, a tit-for-tat, step-by-step, milestone-driven solution. And I think that's what success looks like. And I think it's achievable because the president has worked very hard to achieve this and set it up.
Let's break down some of these goals of the summit here, starting with, of course, U.S.-North Korea relations, lasting and stable peace, denuclearization, and the return of POW MIA remains. Olivia, I will go to you. You know, success for the United States is one thing, but what do you think success looks like for North Korea and Kim Jong-un?
You know, I think it's really pretty ridiculous for us to be talking about what success looks like for North Korea. Of course, they want additional credibility. Of course, they want to be recognized as a legitimate nuclear state. But the reality is that Kim Jong-un is a rule breaker. He's sanctioned on both human rights and national security grounds. He possesses a rogue missile and nuclear weapons program, and he has between 80,000 to 120,000 individuals in political prison camps. The fact that he's even able to have an audience with the president in the first place is a win for him. And so I think the U.S. needs to be focusing on putting North Korea on the defensive rather than having them act on the offensive and in many ways set the agenda for how things are proceeding here in Hanoi.
Bart, I guess I kind of see it opposite. I don't see it as ridiculous necessarily to talk about what success looks like for North Korea, because let's be honest, we're not going to get anything out of this if they don't. This is something where both parties are coming to the table here.
You know, I agree with both the other panelists on several points. We do need a tit for tat. We do need a step-by-step exchange. And I agree with Olivia that this is already a win. Coming to Vietnam, having the president come to Vietnam is a win for Kim because he's coming to Kim. He's coming close to his domain, and Kim gets to take his luxury train instead of having to fly somewhere. However, you don't enter negotiations with an enemy. You don't try to get an enemy to give up his weapons by threatening him. We already threatened him. We brought him to the table. President Trump got what he wanted by stopping the threats against the world. Kim is no longer threatening the destruction of Los Angeles or of Guam. And it reminds me of the old Chinese parable I learned as a child, when the north wind and the sun were trying to get a man to take his coat off. The north wind blew fierce and hard and cold, and the man just pulled his coat closer around him. The sun shined out warmly, and the man said, "It's hot here, I'm going to take my coat off." President Trump was the north wind last year. He said, "I have a bigger button," and essentially threatened the complete destruction of the country. This year, he's going there as the smiling sun and saying, "Give up your weapons, it's safe. Look, I'm giving you a concession, and you could be a luxury beachfront real estate mogul like me if you just follow this plan and give up those